Hello, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier, and welcome to Kaleidoscope, your guide to the arts in Harford County. The arts unify communities, and here on Kaleidoscope, we keep you up to date on the county art scene, highlighting local artists and organizers who are working to bring all of us together, making Harford County a better place to live and thrive. So, let's get started. Every year, the City of Havre de Grace honors the legacy of community members who advocate for equitable access to education for Harford County African Americans with the Langston Hughes Youth Oratorical Contest. With me in the studio to tell us about this highly anticipated event is Brittany Powell. She's board secretary of the Havre de Grace Colored School Museum and Cultural Center and co-chair of the Oratorical Contest. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's get right down to it. First of all, let's talk about the museum a little bit, and then we'll talk about the contest because it's all connected.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So the Havre de Grace Colored School Museum and Cultural Center honors the legacy of those that advocated for equitable access to education for African American students in Harford County. It was the first high school for African American students in Harford County, and before it was erected, it was one of 14 grammar schools that served African American students across the region. Anyone that wanted their child to pursue education after 8th grade had to send them out of the county. The original building was constructed in 1912 and served students in grades K to 8. And then in 1936, they opened the high school portion of the building, and that continued to serve students in the region for high school education until Harford County schools were integrated 10 years after Brown v. Board of Education.
Wow, really fascinating history and an important one. So now what is the connection with the museum and Langston Hughes?
So Langston Hughes was a close friend and fraternity brother of the school's first principal, Leon S. Roy. So he used to come to the school and work with students. We have the historic Langston Hughes room in the basement of the original white A-frame schoolhouse where Langston Hughes used to come and orate with students. And many of our board members are former school students themselves, and they remember Langston Hughes coming and hearing him speak and seeing him there with the school's first principal, Leon S. Roy.
All right, so this is keeping this tradition of oratory alive. Tell me a little bit about the contest and what is demanded or required to be competing in an oratorical contest.
Absolutely. So the contest is open to students in public, private, and home schools across Harford County, grades 6 to 12. We usually have 2 categories, a middle school category and a high school category. Students deliver 4 to 5 minute oratorical speeches on a theme that is connected to Langston Hughes' work. This year's theme is Let Life Be Like Music. And the students submit preliminary applications and really quick short video snippets. Those are usually due to us this year by January 8th.
Okay.
And then we have a committee that comes together, they review the student submissions, and then we select 3 finalists in the middle school category and 3 finalists in the high school category. And then that event is held at the Opera House in Havre de Grace this year on February 4th at 1 p.m. It's open to the public, and that's where students deliver their final speeches.
Terrific. And we just had a chance to see, as you were describing that, photos from past contests. And so they're all up on stage at some point at the same time, and then the results are given. I'm sure people are excited about the winners and very excited.
Yeah, we usually have guest judges from across the community. So we've had, local community members, people from different churches and congregations come. Civic leaders have served as judges before. So they judge the final submissions, the final competitors at that competition. But everybody is already a winner. There are cash prizes in first, second, and third place categories. And then 10 selected runners-up also receive $100 consolation prizes. So
terrific.
by the time you're selected to be there on stage, you're already a winner. So we tell students, relax, enjoy it, and lift us up with your words.
Okay, so there's a whole calendar of events and different deadlines, and you can go on to the website, my understanding is, and register that way.
Yep, absolutely. There's an application on our website and then a Dropbox link where you send in your original video submission. Then we also have a coaching session for the selected finalists. So we bring people in. Previous students have come back for that coaching session before, and they give you tips and pointers on how to refine your speech. So many times we have people who are new to oratory competitions that are doing this for the very first time. So it's a nice, gentle introduction to the competition.
And perhaps some future preachers or politicians, and it's also great practice, I guess, I would imagine, for just, going off to college and all that. It's a wonderful experience.
Absolutely. We've had several students come back from their freshman year and help with the coaching session, and also just email and say, I'm really using those skills that I developed in the competition now that I'm here at school. And it's always so wonderful to stay connected to them as well.
Well, terrific. It sounds like a wonderful contest. Thank you so much, Brittany, for telling us about it and all the work you're doing on its behalf.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Did you know that Harford County is turning, get this, 250 years old next year? And I thought I was old. Well, okay. Later in the show, we'll learn about the year-long celebration being planned and how you can help make it a success. So don't go away. We will be right back. Congratulations to the following Harford County arts organizations who were awarded a total of $70,000 in Community Arts Development General Operating Grants from the Harford County Cultural Arts Board this year. The Maryland State Arts Council works tirelessly to ensure everyone in our state has access to the transformative power of the arts. Joining me with exciting news about their new Grants for Artists program is Chad Buterbaugh, Senior Program Director for the Maryland State Arts Council. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Well, for people who are not that familiar with the Maryland State Arts Council, let's first of all just talk about the organization in general terms.
Sure. We're a state agency, a part of the state of Maryland government. We receive an allocation from the General Assembly each year, and our job as a staff is to provide funding to artists and arts organizations across the state in the form of grants. So it's public funding, and any resident of the state of Maryland or Maryland-based organization is welcome to apply.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of different kinds of grant programs you have, and people can check that out online at your website, and we'll put that up. But you're here to talk about a brand new grant program that I think you're very excited about. I'm an artist. I'm very excited about it, and I think the community at large will be excited as well.
Yeah, I hope so. It's called the Grants for Artists program. It's going to be piloting in winter of 2023, and the purpose of this program is to provide working and living expenses to Maryland artists. Mm-hmm. So some folks might imagine that this kind of grant would be required to be attached to a project of some kind, right, that an artist would need to be working on something. But it's actually designed to address those in-between spaces where an artist may or may not be working on a project, they may be doing research, they may just be taking a bit of time off, and we want to be able to come into that space and support with a little bit of funding those times. Just knowing that a lot of artists don't necessarily have regular steady paychecks like a lot of folks.
Yeah, it's freelance. I mean, they're self-employed, so exactly. So you say the grants are how much? Are they, is there a set fee for that that grant?
There is. It's a $6,000 grant, and an artist can receive it once and then would have to wait a couple of years before they'd be eligible to apply again.
What's been the response so far? I mean, I know it's not actually been launched yet, but you've been talking about it. You're here today to tell us about it. What's been the response you've received from the arts community and from, again, the general public?
Well, first of all, it's actually predicated on about 18 months of dialogue with the public, and we've taken a lot of time to hear from them how they wanted us to craft the program. Right now that we've got a website for it, we've got the grant guidelines published on MSAC.org. There are people calling in, asking questions. When will it be live? Did I miss the deadline?
Yeah.
Nobody's missed a deadline yet. It hasn't opened yet. And so that's great. That speaks to a level of excitement that we're all hoping for.
Yeah. Now, with a question, was the genesis of this somewhat inspired by COVID when so many artists were out of work because just everything was shut down?
Somewhat. A lot of artists still are out of work.
Yeah, I know.
The performance artists especially are having a hard time. But yes, early on in the pandemic, we created an emergency grant program to address those concerns, those immediate concerns. And as the pandemic kind of lingered on, and now as it might be on the downslide, hopefully, we haven't gotten any indication that folks are done with this kind of funding.
Yeah.
So through those public dialogues, we have kind of created the Grants for Artists program out of the emergency grant, but it's not replacing the emergency grant. That grant for now is still there.
Oh, okay.
And this is an independent offering, again, to support those living and working expenses.
Okay, and then also, and we're seeing some artists, and it's of all disciplines, right? It's visual art, dance,
Correct.
theater,
Traditional
music.
arts, performing arts, media arts, anything you can think of really is eligible for support through the Arts Council.
Right, and then for Harford Countyans who have worked with the local cultural arts board and applying for grants, this is something that is separate, that it doesn't mean that you can't apply for other grants. This is just one of many things out there now and available.
Correct. Yeah, it's sort of a yes and strategy, I think, for independent artists. Also, if folks are working with the Cultural Arts Board here, awesome, that's wonderful. Jessica and her team are a great resource locally, and I would encourage that relationship to continue, but also check out the State Arts Council and see what's available there if you haven't already.
All right, so we're going to put up the website. I think we already have, but maybe one more time. And people can also not only go on the website, that you have tons of information, but also you can call, right, and talk with someone as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and I believe that my work cell is going to be on the screen, so folks can call me. If I'm not the right person to answer a question, I can connect folks with the appropriate staff member. We love talking to our constituents, so yeah, please give us a ring.
Terrific. Thanks so much, Chad, and thank you for the good news.
Absolutely, glad
right.
to share.
Artist Joan Hodous has traveled the world, exploring, studying other cultures, and having adventures, always returning to her home, Water Sounds, right here in Maryland. She pours those experiences into each piece of art she creates, and recently we caught up with her at Water Sounds to reflect and talk about the creative process. So get ready to be inspired as we shine a light on visual artist Joan Hodous.
When I'm getting ready to do a painting, I have a spiritual world that I tap into. I really do. I have to depend on my soul. This is deep, but that's how I feel about it. And this environment that I'm in this house, to be able to get out and walk in these woods. I'm very visually alert all the time. Always looking, seeing. And have the water nearby. I love looking out at water. It's very important to me. It rests my eyes. I need a place to rest my eyes. I could sit out and look at it forever. I'm never bored with it. I want to know if it's outside and if it's growing. I want to feel its roots, where it's coming from, what's its inside. You can't paint the truth of it unless you really, really see. It has to come from inside me. Always had a journal. All the years I've had a journal. I put in the journal everything from recipes to how I'm feeling physically and mentally. I have to really get inside myself to do this painting now. It was very hard because the painting had to have the subject of the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm not a mountain person unless I'm on the jaws of death skiing on one, and then I like it. But here we are, I'm painting, and I don't have a subject to look at. There's nothing. So then I was made to go back to the sounds of the music and mainly the words. Blue Ridge poem by Harriet Monroe, still and calm. In purple robes of kings, the low-lying mountains sleep at the edge of the world. The forests cover them like mantles. Day and night rise and fall over them like the wash of waves. Asleep they reign, silent they say all. Hush me, O slumbering mountains, send me dreams. So I painted words, period. That's what I'm going to show you. I painted words. It was unique to me. So here am I with this gigantic canvas. They wanted it to be huge because of the audience being able to see it. And I had to really settle down and become lonely, vast, in purple robes of kings in the poem. Making that up now, mind you. I'm trying to get from deep purple to here, a deep green. Impossible to do without a transitional valley in here. And I'm coming across trying not to do all trees. And there are steps to it. You have to have steps. But then my whole life now is just, seems like it's steps. Little pieces. This house is a piece of me. My family, my vital family, they all support me, my children. I was a good mother, I hope, and a good wife, and I want to be a good wife now. And they are important to me. It's a very big part of my life is my girls, my son up in Maine. Don't you love it? Who wouldn't have such a thing?
Look for a special Shine a Light feature during every Kaleidoscope program. When we return, members of the Harford 250 Committee will be here to tell us about the celebration plan for Harford County's sesquicentennial. But first, here's a glance at the county's arts events calendar. These Harford County Arts programs have been awarded a total of $57,500 in Community Arts Development Arts Program and grants from the Harford County Cultural Arts Board this year. Congratulations! From March of 23 to March of 24, Harford County will celebrate its 250th anniversary with a full year of fun, education, and nostalgia. Here to invite you to get involved are Jackie Seneschal, trustee of the Historical Society of Harford County and co-chair of Harford 250, and Chris Potts, executive director of the Historical Society of Harford County. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm surprised you even have the time to come and talk with me because you both are so busy. There's so much going to be going on with this sesquicentennial. So I got to ask you, I don't use that word very often, sesquicentennial 250. Jackie, how did this all begin?
Carol Dybel, who many folks will know as a local historian, came to myself and Arden McClune one time in 2019 and said, you know, Harford County is going to be 250 years old in 2023 and 2024, and we should have an event. And I said, you're right, let's make it happen. So the first thing we had to do is, three retired ladies by themselves can't do it. We needed the underpinnings of a serious organization. Since Carol and I are both trustees of the Historical Society, we went to the Historical Society and said, can you please help us?
Well, and who better to do that and more appropriate, right? So tell us a little bit about how the Historical Society is embracing this and your whole plan moving forward.
Well, the Historical Society is leading what is truly a collaboration of other organizations, government entities, individuals, nonprofits across the county, and we're all working together to create events to celebrate 250.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And it's a big year for you as well with the museum because you will be opening your doors, correct?
It is. We are super excited about opening a brand new county museum at our headquarters in Bel Air, and it will be coinciding with the anniversary celebration.
Okay, so the whole thing gets kicked off, Jackie, in March of 2023.
March of 2023, on March 31st and April 1st of 2023, we'll have a Harford showcase here at the community college at the arena. We're inviting civic groups, arts groups, culture groups, nonprofits, and communities groups to come show off who they are. We're inviting the public in to come and learn more about Harford County. We will have live performances on both Friday evening. Friday evening is a gala event. Tickets are about $75 a head. Saturday is a much more family-oriented event. Again, we'll have the booths there. We'll have the performers. If folks are interested in performing, they can apply to do that. Do it now, before January 15th. If you'd like a booth, we need your applications by February 1st. But yes, come and join and be part of this party.
Right, there's really something for everybody, not only to enjoy as a spectator, but also as a participant.
That's correct.
Right?
That's
okay,
correct.
So now that's the first main event. There's going to be events going on all year, but the second big event is taking place at Ripken Stadium.
Second big event, August 19th. It's going to be Harford 250 night at the ballpark. The Ironbirds will be playing. We're going to have pregame and endgame activities, trivia, displays on all the really significant types of history of sports and on the concourse, and then we'll have fireworks to cap it off.
Oh, of course. That's awesome. Love fireworks. Again, another great family family opportunity there. Okay, then we move fast forward again to March of 2024 to the closing event.
The closing event is a celebration of the Harford counties going forward. There'll be a real focus on the youth in Harford County. We'll have performances by youth groups. We will also have an unveiling of a major piece of public art that we're commissioning. There will be a time capsule ceiling for materials collected over the course of the celebration, and a bell ringing across the county at noon that day. We're asking all the churches, everybody to ring the bell or blow a siren.
You will not be ignored.
Do not be, that's right.
And then also the Historical Society is going to be releasing a memoir as well.
Yes, there is an anthology that is going to be, is being printed now, and it is over 100 personal accounts by 85 contributors, all Harford people who've lived in Harford County. memoirs about their experiences in the 21st century.
And then again, all throughout those 12 months, you have all kinds of organizations like the Susquehanna Symphony doing a special concert paying tribute to composers from Harford County. I mean, I could go on and on, but we're out of time. So anyway, thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule to come and tell us about this exciting, once-in-a-lifetime event.
Thank you, Caroline.
Well, there's more to come on Kaleidoscope, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Thank you, Maryland State Arts Council. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. As the official county arts agency, the Harford County Cultural Arts Board is the primary local resource for arts organizations, independent artists, and the audiences of Harford County, Maryland. The board's mission is to preserve, enhance, and promote the culture of Harford County, Maryland. In 2023, the Harford County Cultural Arts Board will celebrate 50 years of providing grant opportunities, advocating for public arts investments, sponsoring workshops, events, and promotional opportunities for the creative community, and encouraging and investing in the advancement of the arts for Harford County. Coming in April of 2023, we happily announced the long-awaited return of the board's signature event, the Arts Gathering, where artists, arts administrators, board members, volunteers, and arts supporters will be invited to celebrate everyone who plays a role in the arts community in Harford County. Stay tuned for more information. Thanks to tremendous support from arts advocates and historic investment from the Maryland Legislature, the Maryland State Arts Council has received an additional $40 million in arts relief funding this year. As a result, there are many notable grant opportunities now available, but for a limited time. For more information about all of these opportunities, including online applications, eligibility requirements, and deadlines, visit MSAC.org. And that wraps up today's program. Thank you for watching Kaleidoscope, produced in partnership with the Cultural Arts Board of Harford County and aired exclusively on Harford TV. We hope you'll continue to tune in to Harford County's Arts Connection. For Kaleidoscope, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier.